the color sense is like a human eyes. So it's the color sensor. Color sensor can sense light as well, not just the color, light as well. So let me just go there. Okay, let me go there. So let me go to EV3, and then let me get the sensor. So you say get a color, right? But if you see the drop down list, you also see you can get a light, and you can get actually RGB value as well. So it's not just the color. So it's like in the human eye. All right. So did I share my screen? Let me share my screen. So let me share my screen. So if you see, you come to the senses, and then you can, you use the color sensor, get the colors. Okay. You see, click on it. Not only you can sense, this sensor can sense a color, it can sense a light as well, and RGB value as well. All right. So it's not just a color sensor. So that's the first sensor we did. And then what we learned? We learned the touch sensor, right? Touch sensor is like a human skin. So if you touch anything, you know that, you remember it. That's a touch sensor. And then what we learned? Distance sensor, right? So distance sensor, we use the ultrasonic sensor. So you can know how far the object is away from you. So you can get the distance. And then after that, what do we learn? We learn the encoder. So the encoder from the motor can,
Hello.
yeah, the encoder from the motor can tell us the distance as well. But that distance is different from the distance we got from ultrasonic. This distance is how far you have traveled. It's from the wheel, from the motor, right? Because the motor tells you how many rotations it has done. So let me just show you that. So you see, get the distance, all right? Get the distance, okay? And get degree, and get rotation. So this is another sensor we have, okay? So we learned the color sensor, touch sensor, then distance sensor, then the encoder, and then what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today? Today is, okay, this sensor. What is that? Gyroscope, okay, gyro sensor. So gyro sensor, what is the gyro sensor for? Do you know what it does? The gyro sensor can tell us. Gyro sensor. Do you guys have you guys ever flew from one city to another city? Have you guys ever ride on an airplane, board on an airplane? Do you guys know that? Did you guys do it? So Kingston, did you take it like an airplane before? Okay, Audrey did. How about you, Ryan?
No.
So you never boarded an airplane, right?
Yeah, I never been on airplane.
Okay. So you see, on the road, you drive your car. How can you determine which direction you should go? Because there's a road, right? There's a pavement there. So you drive along the pavement, good enough. And because you are the human, you can use your eyes to detect it. Okay. So I'm driving on this, and that's that building here is this like an mountain or hill. Okay, I recognize that and know how to drive it. But if you fly an airplane get into the air, there's no pavement anymore. Okay, if you do not look it down on the ground, you really do not know where you are, right? You really do not know that. Then how can we control the direction of the airplane? You see, so Audrey and Constance, you look at this. In the air, up in the air. You fly straight up, fly straight down, fly left, fly right. Are there any difference? No much difference, right? Because if you look around, it's still just air. There's no pavement, no buildings, no trees, no hills, nothing. So how can we determine? How can I drive my airplane? So gyroscope come to play here. Gyroscope is very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, so let me share my slides. So let me do this. So Ryan, can you help me read this paragraph?
Okay. Gyroscope can tell you the orientation. You can read the angle from the sensor. A full circle is 360 degrees. When you reverse your orientation, you can change the angle by 180 degrees. Let's display what angle we have on EV3.
All right, let's do that. Let's first use it, then let's understand it, okay? So let's use it first. All right, so look at my screen. All right. So let me just get the display. Show text. All right. And then now let me just use the gyroscope. All right. So now, of course, we need to have this infinite, right? Because we wanted to see what is displayed. All right. I want you guys to look at my screen now, see what we got. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. So let me get my EV3 here. So let me just run it. What is this displayed? What's value? Kingston, what is this value?
I'm kind of confused.
Okay, you get confused. So what is this value now? What is this value?
0.
Great. You are very good. So you see, if you face in this orientation, if you are at this orientation, you face in this direction, you see this is 0. All right. So let me just do a little bit more. So let me stop it. All right. So I want you guys to look at what I'm doing. So let me turn 90 degrees. All right. So let me do an EV3. So look at my robot and then look at my EV3 as well. What is this value, Ryan?
90.81071994785131.
Great. You see the gyroscope now tells me what is my orientation. My orientation now is 90 degrees. So it don't.
Uh, I think it's showing what kind of angle it is.
It may be a little bit different, but you see it's about 90 degrees. So you see, if I make a right turn, now the gyroscope has a reading. The gyroscope tells me what is the degree now. The degree now is about 90 degrees, right? So we just said, if you
And the 9 degrees is 810719947853131.
yes, that's correct. Yes. So it's not that like precisely. So it tells you about that because this gyroscope, let's put it that way, this gyroscope is cheap. So it's not that accurate, but actually it gives us the orientation. Or we see, okay, this robot is not that precisely working because we ask it to turn 90 degrees. It turned a little bit more. So that is why. So we just said it, okay, come here, read this one. So we say when you reverse your orientation, you change the angle by 180 degrees. So let's do that. All right. So let's get the EV3 again. Okay. Look at my screen. If I click run, you see the robot reverse its orientation, right? The reverses. So what is the angle we got? How many degrees we got? We get about 180 degrees, right? About, okay, 180 degrees. So that's the angle. Okay, that is the angle. So you see, you turn it around, and that's 180 degree change. That's 180 degree change. Okay. So you remember this? Do you get this so far? Okay. Do you get that? Good.
Yes.
So very good. Very good. So that's what we said. The gyroscope can tell you the orientation. You can read the angle from this sensor. A full circle is 360 degrees. So let's do that. Okay. So you may get confused. All right. So let me just do this. Okay. Let me just repeat it 4 times. All right. Let me do this. So stop it. All right. Do you guys remember the repeat, right? So let me repeat it here. I don't need this one anymore. But let me just put it here. 90 degrees. But I wanted to repeat it 4 times. Okay. So can you guys look at my screen? I got EV3. All right. So look at my screen. Look at how this robot moves. Let me click on it. All right. Can you guys see this angle? And you guys see what I put here on the slide. It says 360 degrees. Why I got in the 4 degree like this? Okay, so let me just make it more clear. Let me stop this. Now let me just turn 89 degrees. Right. So now let me just get my EV3. And I want you guys to look at my screen again. Let me run it. All right, do you see this one? It's almost 360 degrees, right? Almost 360 degrees. So that's why you see when you turn a full circle, a circle is 360 degrees. You divide this circle into 360 slices. So each slice is 1 degree. Okay, so you are turning 360 degrees. But then why do we get the reading like 4 degrees? Because it is not that precisely. So you turn that little bit more. So once it reaches 360, then it goes 0 again. It goes to 0 again. So that's why when you turn a little bit more, then you see 1 degree, 2 degrees, and 3 degrees, right? So that's why you got a reading of 3 degrees. But actually, it's just the, facing the original direction. You see the robot force the original direction. So let me pause here. So now, do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand that the gyroscope can tell you
Yes.
your orientation, right? You can get the angle reading, and then the gyroscope remembers it. So gyroscopes knows how much angles or how many degrees have you repeat, right? Does that make sense to you guys? All right. Okay, so now I give you an exercise. This is a challenge. I want you guys to work on this. So now let's use a steer and then stop when the robot has turned 90 degrees. Can we do this one? Think about that, how we can get this one done. So let's just imagine if you are driving in a desert and you keep driving. So you are not making an right angle turn, but you are driving, but you are steering. You're steering, so you're not going straight. You're steering. So now let's say you have driven for 1 mile. You wanted to say now, how many degrees have I owned, right? So that's important for you to get the direction. So if you wanted to drive through a bigger desert, so you need to keep your direction straight. So how can we do that? How can I make sure that I'm not diverted from my due direction? So you need a gyroscope to tell you how or what direction are you at now. Okay, so think about this. Give you 2 minutes to think about this. Then we will talk about that if you know how to solve this problem. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let me just post this challenge. Let me just post this challenge, okay? And then think about that, then we can discuss. Think about it for 2 minutes, okay? So then we can discuss. All right, do you have an idea how to do this? Audrey, do you have an idea?
I don't know if I mean I'm kind of testing it to see if it works.
Okay. Do you want to show me your code so I can take a look at it?
I'm not done with it yet.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. So let's do it together. All right, so let me close my UV3 and close my simulator. You finished?
I think I did it, but I'm not sure if that's what this says.
Yeah, can you share it? So then let me take a look at it. You are exactly right. That's very good. Can you run it from the beginning again? Can you restart this?
Yeah.
Can you restart it? Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Thank you. And that's very good. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But you say the problem, okay? So the problem, you say this is more than 90 degrees, and why? So can you stop sharing now? So let's do it together. It's exactly a solution. So let me just trash this. So let me just do in steer. Okay. So I'm not using the distance. Okay. So you see what Audrey did is that she had a distance there. So that's why you see it did not get controlled. So it turns more than 90 degrees. But if I do this, can you guys tell me if it will work or not? So let me use this, okay? Let me just do this one. Let me get the width until, okay? Drag this out. So let me get the gyroscope. get the angle. Okay, let's say larger than or equal, because it's very hard to catch the 90 degrees, right? So this 90, let me put a 90 degrees here. All right, so let me do an display. All right, so now let me get the angle from the gyroscope. All right, so now let me just do an repeat indefinitely, so I can show what is done. So with this code, do you guys think that I will be able to turn 90 degrees or not? And if not, can you guys tell me why? I want you guys to understand this, okay? So let me run it first. So I get my robot out and I get my EV3. And let me run it. Do I get what I need? Can you guys tell me? Do I get what I need? No. All right. Why? Because I did not stop my robot. So when it turns, you see on my slide, okay, I need to stop it. I did not stop it, right? So now let's stop it. So let's get the stop. And then let's just do it here. All right. Now, do you think I got what I need? So let's just make sure, okay? Look at what I'm doing here. Then let me run it. I want you guys to watch my screen, okay? Click on it. You say I do not get anything. My robot does not turn much. And then you tell me why. Then you tell me why. This is a very important concept, okay? Very important concept. So let me explain it to you. So let me put my robot in the right direction now. So let me do this. So you see the robot facing that way. It is 0 degree. The gyroscope says 0 degree. But, okay, this angle is counted clockwise. Clockwise, okay? So if you turn clockwise, so your angle goes from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. But if you go counterclockwise, then your reading is decreasing. How does it decreasing? Because we said 360 degrees is exactly the same direction or the same orientation as 0. So if you turn counterclockwise, the first angle reading you will get will be 359 something. It will be 359 something. Okay, so let me just run it. You see here? So the first reading, because you are turning counterclockwise. So the gyroscope will tell you, okay, now you are facing a little bit, a tiny bit northeastern, okay? Because you are facing northeast. So that angle now is about 359 degrees, okay? So let's just do that, okay? So the reason is that we are turning clockwise or counterclockwise. We're turning counterclockwise. So that's why the angle will get to 359. And when you read this 359, it is larger than 90 degrees, right? So that's why it stopped. It stopped right away. It stopped there. It stops there. So it really does not turn 90 degrees. And the reason is that because my left speed is slower, the right speed is high. So it is turning left. But if I change this to 40, right? Let me do 40. Now let me run it. You see what I got. Let me get to the UV3. And then let me run this one. Look at my screen. You see, it's about 90 degrees. So now you drive in the desert. If you have the gyroscope, you will know, oh, I made a mistake now. I'm trying to drive to the east, but after I drive for 2 miles, because my two wheels are not aligned correctly, one may be weighed much more, so it goes fast. And now I'm actually driving to the south. I'm not driving to the east anymore. So you see the gyroscope can tell you that, right? So that's the gyroscope. It gives you the angle. This is 90 degrees. All right. So be very careful when you read the angle. Okay. The angle, if you facing north here, it will be larger. Okay. It's a large value. Right. Facing east, the straight east is 0. Straight south, it is 90 degrees. Straight west, it is 100 degrees. Straight north, it's 270 degrees. All right, so let me stop here. So can you guys take a look at my code here, my block? So let me just make it big. So let me just make it big. So can you guys do this one so I can check your work? Give you 2 minutes and look at mine. Okay, follow my program and do yours, and then show it to me.
I think I did it.
Can you share it to me? Let me stop sharing. Cool. Yes. Okay, you can run it. Very good. Thank you, Audrey. Wonderful job. All right. So, Ryan, have you finished?
No, not yet.
Are you working
I
on it?
forgot. Yeah, but I couldn't memorize it.
Do you get it? Do you get your sister there?
No,
Okay. Is your mama there?
no.
Okay. All right. So then let me share my screen again. So V, have you finished the V? Not yet. So let me share my screen again so you can see the code. All right. So if you finished, you wanted to share it to me, that will be great. V, have you finished it? Not yet. You want me to share it again so you can follow? Okay, let me do it, share another 30 seconds, okay?
Not today, we're too far behind.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, so this is a gyroscope. So let me share my slides again. So you can use gyroscope to tell you the orientation. With gyroscope, you can also reset the angle. Just like the encoder and the timer, right? You can always reset. So once you reset, you get 0. So let me show you, okay? So we just come in here to the sensors. You see this in reset timer, reset gyroscope, and reset encoder, right? So let me just get the gyroscope. I stop my robot and I reset it. Now let me run my robot, see what I got. You see, after reset, even though the angle you got so far is 90 degrees, but because you reset the sensor, so the sensor now tells you 0. It is 0 because you reset it. The gyroscope now remembers facing force south here. Now this angle reading is 0. Okay. So you can reset it at any time. But remember, when you reset it, your reading is 0. Your reading is 0. Okay. All right. So we use the steer today, steer and the gyroscope. And I told you today, the gyroscope is the last sensor we're going to learn in our class. Okay, so that's the last sensor. So we learn the color sensor, touch sensor, distance sensor, then encoder, timer, today gyroscope. Okay, the gyro sensor today. All right. So what is a gyro? Let me just go to Google. And if you wanted to do that, also good. So what is a gyro? What does it look like? Why it can tell me the angle? Okay. You see here is in a gyroscope, right? It is very sensitive to the rotations. Okay. So if you make it turns and if you rotate, it's sensitive. So that's why it can record the angles you have honed. So this is the gyroscope. So now let's come back to doing a very interesting program. And this one is not easy, okay? But I wanted to share it to you. I want you guys to look at it and then we can do it. Okay. The flowers. All right. So this is the flowers. All right. You see, I use a lot of gyroscope, right? So let's see how it looks like. So let me drag my robot down a little bit here. So now let's do that. Let me run it. You see, I'm using gyroscope to do this one. I also use repeat. Okay, it's going to draw the last petal. All right, you see it draws a beautiful flower. This shape is very good. So let me just, show you how the code looks like. So let me close this. You see, I'm repeated 6 times. So that's why it's a 6 petal flower, right? So it repeated 6 times, but you see, how do we do that? So we reset gyroscope, make it a 0. So then we just keep, repeat it while, okay? So if the angle is less than 90 degrees, 89.5. So it's that degree, it's not in the right angle, okay? So then you see we just doing steer, 15, 10. So once it gets in almost 90 degrees, then you see what I'm doing here. I reset the gyroscope. Now I'm trying to make an 120 degrees turn, okay? I will make a turn, you see. I just keep turning right, turning about 120 degrees. And then I reset my gyroscope. And then I do the same thing, just like that one. But this time is almost in the reverse direction, okay? The reverse direction, almost. It's not reverse, it's only like a 120 degrees apart. Okay, it's not 108, so it's not a complete reverse. So I get that beautiful flower, okay? So this whole part will draw one petal, and you draw it 6 times, repeat it 6 times, it's in a 6 petal flower. So can you guys take a look at these, see if you guys can enjoy it? Just remember this: reset, repeat, reset, repeat, reset, repeat. But over here we have the repeat while, okay? If you do not understand the gyroscope, I hope this one can give you a very good practice, very good access on gyroscope. You see how the gyroscope can give you the angles. Okay, can you guys, try to copy my code here and do it yourself? And I give you guys like 5 minutes. And then you can show me what you did. All right, I will keep sharing this one to you until 6:10. If you finished, let me know. But this is a very good access on gyroscope.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where did you get the repeat while blocks?
Oh, good question. I'm sorry. All right. Yeah. So if you do not know that, so can we do it this? So let me drag this one out. Okay. So you can also use with until, but you need to do this one. Okay. And with until, then I will tell you both, okay, Audrey. Okay. And then okay, this will do the same
It's
work.
so hard to do it.
This will do the same work for you. And then that's how it did it. And you can also get the repeated while, okay? Sorry about that. So Audrey, look at my screen, click on two, okay? And then click on control. Then click on logic. Repeat until. This is actually in the advanced class. I'm sorry, forgot to talk about that. Okay. Oops. Repeat until. All right. So let me get the original one. Okay. So let me get the original form for you. Good question. Let me do a different one. Let me show you another one. You see, I have a lot here, right? The flowers, and it means the flower 5 pieces. Okay. Repeat it well. So you see now you get a different flower. The previous one you have 6 petals. This one only have 5. Let me run it. You see what it just did is that 120 degrees turn. Actually, for this one, you only have 5 petals. So it's a different angle. Let me just show you, okay? This is a 108, okay? You see, this is still steering. Now it is trying to do the turn, 180 degree turn, you see? It's not a 180, it's a 108. Okay, finished. All right.
Can you close the simulation so we can see the code? Thank you.
But this one, just make sure, okay, this one is a 5 times, so this angle is different, 108. I want you all to do a screenshot. I only have 2 minutes, so you do a screenshot. So just try to play with it, okay? So that's our last class, and we learned the last sensor, gyro. So we learned the sensors, color sensor, touch sensor, and the distance sensor, and then the gyro sensor encoder, right? We have learned all the sensors we have for the robot.
How do we take a screenshot?
How to take a screenshot if you are,
So
Yep.
you go to annotate, and then you can save it, and then it saves it as a PNG.
yeah. Go to do that. And that's all I have for you. And this is the last class for level 1. And I do encourage you guys to join our FLL Explore and the FLL Challenge. And let me return the class back to Miss He.
Yes, Dr. Yan, let me